Hey there. Hey there, and happy Wednesday, everyone. So, a little tired from a big day yesterday, so another stamp camp held here in my home once again. It's been a long time since I've hosted a regular stamp camp, over 3 years, guys, and it was so fun. It was just kind of interesting for my husband and I to rearrange the furniture and go, okay, like, how does that go? And our furniture has changed a little bit since we last hosted stamp camp and such, so trying to figure that out. But it was so much fun. I got to bake. I love to bake, and so earlier today I did just a quick snippet to pass along those recipes of things that I made yesterday, and I just want to kind of give you some inspiration. And for those of you that can't make it to my events, I want to show you what we are up to. So here today, I'm going to just quick put together this card that was made at the Worthington Stamp Camp. And so it was one of the favorites there that they loved, and just want to show you how I'm going to put that together. So let me get my camera turned around and make sure that you guys, if you have questions, I can see them. Hi there, Darla. Thanks for joining in. All right. Got that. Oh, and I just realized I've got volume on my iPad. Over the weekend, my son played football in Des Moines, and we rewatched the game, and I wanted the volume up for that, and I don't want that in the background here for you guys. Okay, so I do have a September code. This catches my eye, and so I'm kind of going a different route now that I'm back to in-person classes for the first time in 3 years. My rewards are changing a little bit. For everybody who orders using the special host code, you'll still get something from me in the mail. So never fear, some kind of gift will be coming your way. And then also I will continue to do in-person parties for people that want them, or I'll do host codes and do parties virtually too. So I know some of you were a little confused, and I just wanted to clear that up as far as how I'm kind of doing things for those attending classes and those ordering and things like that. So just kind of trying to keep the event separate, order separate, but still being rewarded for ordering. So all right, so here in person is that card. Really, really easy to put together. Hi there, Fran. Good to have you here yesterday. So with this, where this is coming from is the Sending Sunshine here is from the annual catalog, the Good Feelings stamp set on page 33. So if you like sentiments that are nice and large, this is your set. So you can see how much of the card that this takes up by stamping out that. So love all the samples that they gave us in that new Azure Afternoon color too. So that's kind of fun. And I just love that with the pink. So like I see things like this and I get inspired. I don't know if you guys do. And then this fun paper, everybody was like, oh, where's this from? Well, this whole idea stemmed from just a couple weeks ago, not more than that, I don't think. Stampin' Up! Had a similar card posted on their Facebook page, and they had rainbow paper that was stripes, like thicker stripes like that. And I'm like, oh, how can I make that? I don't know what paper that is. And then I realized that this paper is actually from the new mini that just came out, and that's on page 9. So right in the beginning here, they kind of have a non-traditional Merry and Bright suite of products. And so when I looked here through this paper, I went, oh, that's great. So I kind of just want to give you a quick flip through of that. So I don't have much left of this because anytime I have a class, it kind of uses up all of that pattern. On the back, there's stars. And so there was somebody at the stamp camp that said, ooh, I don't know if I want to use this or this on my card, which is true. It'd be so fun to have the stars coming out or peeking out of the clouds, and I thought that same thing. So the other designs here are some cute little like mini bulbs for Christmas. And then like how about huge polka dots in green? And then these cute little other bulbs, so a couple different styles of bulbs, and then like a pink and red background that way. And then these fun polka dots here, kind of a larger polka dot. Now this fa la la, I went to bed last night, don't ask me why, with this pattern in my head with that new Polar Bear Punch bundle, and I thought it's gonna turn out looking like, I don't know if you're going this route with me, it's gonna turn out looking like the Coca-Cola commercials or something with the bear. and then the red and white, but that's what I was thinking. Oh, here is more of this. Yeah, so here's that big striped paper. I didn't realize I had one sheet left. Well, I guess I can make some more cards. Okay, so there's that. And then these are kind of fun colors. Like, I don't look at these polka dots and go, oh, that's Christmas. So kind of the pinks and yellows together. And then party hats too, which can be Santa hats because it's red and green. But I see them as party hats, I guess. So that's kind of fun that it can be that versatile. And you guys know I love stripes and I love blue, so this is kind of a fun pattern here. And then I love these green trees, so like 3 different shades of green as a fun background that way too. So that is the Merry Bold and Bright 12 by 12 paper that I just wanted to give you a glimpse of since I'm using it. But now I will get to making the card today. So with the card, I lost my sheet of, here it is, my striped paper. I'm like, where's that? Okay, so what I have here is just some really lots of white here. And then I have that obviously striped paper and such. And then I'm bringing in just a little bit of crushed curry, and I'll talk more about that. So when I do just card bases that are white, I reach for my thick white. And I know people have asked, now, when do you use your thick white, or do you use basic white, or how does that go? And so with that, I use my thick white when I'm using it for a card base. When it comes to layering, like I'm going to do with the next clouds, then I just go for our regular basic white. So thick white, I always feel like if you send a card and they're plopping it on their desk, it's not going to kind of go down like that. It's just got a sturdier weight to it that way. All right, so we've got that for our card base folding this way. So next what I grabbed was just like almost the size, well, it is almost the size of the card front here. Actually, I want it to be the size of the card front, and I messed up. Okay, I was thinking the piece I grabbed was exactly that. So never fear, because in front of me are 4,000 pounds of cardstock. And so let me just grab one sheet of basic white, cut it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Glad I didn't run it through my my cut and emboss machine and go, okay, how am I going to do that? All right, which, oh my goodness, you guys, I have to pause for a commercial break during the middle of my video because my cut and emboss machine's out my living room from last night. Hold on. So the trick of this, because it's a live video, is to not run too fast after the cut and emboss machine. Otherwise, you'll be out of breath for actually doing the rest of your video, right? So if I mentioned I was tired from yesterday's stamp camp, yes, this will show that I was, because, yeah, I forgot that my die cut machine was out there. All right. I'm back. Thanks for bearing with me. All right, so we've got these basic borders dies. And so basic borders dies here, and these are so great for scenery and different things like that. So I'm just going to kind of put this across like so, and I do want it kind of at an angle here, about like so. Now it wants to jump a little bit. Okay, so I've got that like that, and I'm going to run it through like this way. Hi there, Julie. Good to see you on here. Okay, so I've got that like so, and then I'm going to take another piece here that is like 2.75. I just want it 2.75, and actually I kind of want to cut that one kind of like this. All right, and my plate is warped just enough where it's like a little bit annoying for that. Okay, here we go. So that's what this looks like, and that's going to be our 2 little pieces here. Sometimes I feel like, oh, should I do these videos ahead of time, which I didn't have time, so people could see my tips and tricks ahead of time. But because that didn't work out, I just love being able to put these together for you guys. So next I'm going to open up Oh, and there's Becky. She was at the class. Next, I'm going to open up Blueberry Bushel here, that ink pad. And I love this blue. It's a nice, like, oh, primary blue, you know, for like school colors. All right, so I'm going to ink up Sending Sunshine and Good Feelings Your Way. And it's really important that this gets inked up and stamped out before you do any assembling. I try and tell people that are at classes that stamp first, because if you put this on your card and this is going to be maybe over too far, if that's a possibility, then your whole card kind of is wrecked, and we don't want that to happen either. Okay, so now where did my, oh, here it is. It's like, where's my card base? Oh my goodness, you guys. All right, so now let's go with some assembly here. So I'm just going to flip over my piece, and this one is cut, because I know you guys love to know the directions that way too. This one is cut 5.5 by 5.5 by 3. So I'm just going to put this across the top like so. And it doesn't need to go all the way down, because this is going to get covered up by the clouds. And then Becky says, I wanted to know how to use this die. So yes, I know yesterday you were kind of asking about it and such, so that's good that you're watching. So that's part of coming to class. So Becky was at the class and she still wants to know how to use the die. And so that's not a silly thing at all, because to help you guys have a fun experience, I do the majority of the die cutting and embossing and running through all of that stuff for you. So these pieces were kind of set up ahead of time. And so now it's great that she can kind of see the background of how this comes together too. All right. And then next, I'm just going to take that other little piece here and tape this down like so. And it actually becomes almost like a little pocket here. This kind of looks like a little bit of a blunt cut because I didn't want it to go over my my words, and this way it doesn't. And then, I mean, you could, if you're really talented, get the perfect line up, but that's kind of stressful and hard sometimes. And this is now almost like a little pocket. So in comes the next die, and this die, just like, I was so glad to have thought through and found this, because it's from the All That dies. And if you guys remember the He's All That collection with that classic car, and it was a really masculine like barbecue grill, it's still in the catalog obviously, but I think once you think, oh yeah, that masculine guy card bundle, then you'll know. And so this die is from that, and it's just a great kind of circle that comes out beveled and pointed around the edges. So when I die cut that, then this is what you get, is this fun looking sun. And I wanted a big sun, and I love that it looks like it's got, you know, the little pokies like a sun has sometimes versus just a circle, which isn't necessarily bad either. So I'm just going to flip that over. Hi there, Dorothy, and put about 3 dimensionals on here, and then that's going to just kind of tuck in my pocket here to be poking out of the clouds like that. So I love how the idea of this just is so simple, but is just so cute. Have to get out my sample to see where I placed my little embellishments. So now for the embellishments, and this is something fun if you are a regular class attender, that fun fact, the things that I find in my garbages, something that people like to do when they come to my in-person classes is help out. I think it's the nature of women to like want to clean up and help out. And they'll be like, oh, I'll dump out your garbages. Please no, because you would be amazed at the things that I find in my garbages. Number one is probably all of these dimensional pieces like this. These can be found in my garbages almost after every class. People are getting better, or they'll have strips of my glue dots, and like a strip of these will be in the garbage, but there's still glue dots on them even. And so, and maybe I'm just like super frugal, but oftentimes the other thing that is in there are like caps to, the caps to my scissors, or the caps to my take your pick tool or something like that. And then the other thing that was in there like recently were all these backs to my embellishments. And I know like as people use the embellishments a lot of times, I don't know if I can get this to even come off. Yeah, I can. A lot of times the embellishments will come off of here, so then it looks like garbage. But I really like my backing so that I can have these on there, put it in the plastic sleeve, because if I go to reorder it, the back or the name is either on the back or the front. So I'm using Iridescent Pearls Basic Jewels. Just a little fun fact that there are things that end up in the garbage that shouldn't. So that was kind of a long segue. Sorry about that. But yeah, I do like to keep these and use these because of that reason. So, all right. So today's Iridescent Pearls Basic Jewels, say that fast 3 times. And I'm noticing that my Take Your Pick tool, oh, here's something. I was going to say that's out there too, but I'll just use this. So I'm going to use 3 of these little iridescent pearls. I'm going to put one big one up there, and these are all going to be the larger. There's 2 different sizes in this packet. And so I'm going to put just the large ones on the card front, and that just kind of adds a fun little shimmer shine. The iridescent pearls are really fun because there's like a metallic sheen in there, and that just adds a lot. Now, because of the type of sentiment, the sending sunshine and good feelings your way, I'm leaving the inside completely blank, so that whoever is reusing the card can use it for a happy birthday, get well, or just thinking of you, anything like that. And so leaving it blank on the inside is just a good way that it can be totally usable for those that will be receiving these cards. And this was, like I said, one of the favorites. Pretty simple to put together, but one of the favorites at Stamp Camp in Worthington last week. So hopefully you can enjoy how to make that and a simple inspirational card that way for you guys. So that is card number 3 that I've demoed or shown from the set of 6 from Worthington last week. And as I get time, I'll just keep doing these live videos. And I know some of you have just been so happy to hear that I'm still doing live videos, because I know some of you just because of your situation, mobility, or just your schedule for time can't make it, and especially can't make it to all the classes. So you love the thought of you're not really missing out. That whole FOMO, fear of missing out thing, doesn't have to be real if I keep this going too. So thanks, Becky. I loved that card too. So I will be back again tomorrow with another card for you from Worthington. And so tune in tomorrow sometime, and I'll try and give like a half-hour notice ahead of time to let you know that I'm going live, and we'll catch you then. Have a